Papa, how do I learn anatomy? Papa, how do I pick colors for my art? Papa, how do I shade my drawings?
Don't worry, little babies. Papa Angel is here to save you. But you can just call me daddy or mommy. I could be both your parents. All these questions you babies have are connected to what artists call the art fundamentals. Now, the art fundamentals are a very mystical subject in the art community. Kinda like the Loch Ness Monster. Everybody has heard of it, but nobody knows what the fuck it is. So to simplify them, I've boiled them down to these 6 core art fundamentals. Now, everybody calls them with a different name. Some artists call shading, value, or form, which makes the whole subject even more damn confusing. But names don't matter. What matters is you being able to apply the fundamentals to your art. But the problem is that every artist says learn the fundamentals as if there's something separate from your personal art. So naturally you start thinking that the fundamentals are some boring stuff like boxes or spheres or muscles, and at some point you say,
I don't need the fundamentals, I just want to draw my characters.
Not realizing that your characters are created by the fundamentals. So in this video, Papa is gonna go over your art and fix your goddamn fundamentals so you can escape art hell and enter into art heaven. Our friend Dookie from the last video. He never disappoints. Ren G, hello people. One thing you always want to watch out for is the angles of your feature. So you see how all of the other features have this type of an angle, and it's just this one that is going off the rail. So this is before and after. Now the angles match. $3 Bob Ross. Roast.
I was so sad when you left YouTube because I just found your channel and I wasn't able to share my sucky art to you, so I watched your art tutorials and I learned from your videos while you were gone. So here's the before and after, Angel.
Wow, looking at the before and after, it feels like I haven't even been gone. Darken, one of my proudest works yet. Can't wait to get roasted. Looking at the colors you used, it looks like it got roasted already. Sad Zen, 2.5 years in art. Pretty good for a 2.5-year-old. Death Angel, roast me daddy, ooh. This is a great example of the importance of the fundamental of line art. The problem your babies have is that you're using these inky brushes and you're doing what I call chicken scratching, where you're just drawing multiple lines hoping something is going to look good, and it ends up looking like barbed wire. Instead, you want to make sure that your brush has pen pressure and you're stacking multiple lines on top of each other. And I call this line build up. So when you're drawing, you want to make sure that you're building up on top of each other multiple confident looking lines in order to create good looking line art. And just look at how much of a difference the lines in your drawing actually make for the final result. And stop with the goddamn chicken scratch. And if you want to download all of my brushes for free, you can go to doodlewarriors.com/brushes. Freaky Binder, thank you Angel for your face tutorials. Smokey, oh my god, I just searched through my old stuff and found this thing. It was my first digital painting, jeez. Boy looks like he got skinned and had it reattached to his face. Also doodle hair. Well, you couldn't have explained it any better. Vanny, masterpiece of my friend Rikai. I miss him too. Sasha, I need skin coloring help. You really do. I get this a lot. People wanting help with their coloring where really you have problem with your shading. So the shading you've done doesn't make any fucking sense. You have one shadow in here implying that the light is coming from here. You have one shadow here implying that the light is coming from here. You have one shadow in here implying that it comes from the top. And you also have another shadow implying that the light is coming from this side. Where the fuck is it coming from? This is why it's so important to always think about where the light source is coming from. Is it coming from here or is it coming from here? Otherwise, you end up with what I call pillow shading, which is just adding shadows around your lines.
That's where the shadows need to be.
So to avoid pillow shading, you need to be following the planes of the face and then deciding which planes are going to be in light and which are going to be in shadow depending on where the light is coming from. Y'all little babies. Aleo, spam edges cause I can't render hair. Yeah, cause you can obviously render the rest of the face. Poof Croissant, watch your tutorials. This is why I gotta do even more tutorials. Tweaked it since I didn't like it. Great. She now looks like a goblin.
I know I have a cartoony art style, but is this any good?
Of course, it's just your art style. Zerzetti.
Yeah, Zaddy.
If you look at this painting, it's supposed to be a 3/4 angle, but I want you to just look at the face without anything around it. What angle does this look? It looks exactly like a front-facing angle. And that's a very common mistake that all your babies make. And that's to have straight lines for all of the features, even though it's supposed to be a 3/4 3/4 angle. And that leads to flat paintings. I want you to imagine a simple cube. How would it look if we were just looking at it from the front? It would just look like a simple square. So the angles of the square are just straight like this, but the angles of the cube are slightly angled. And why the cube looks 3D while the square looks flat is because the cube has these different planes that are showing the different directions. It's the same with the face. Instead of just a flat square with straight lines, you want to think about how the angles of the features are slightly angled because you're thinking about the painting in 3D with the different planes pointing in different directions. The way that I can actually apply this is by following the planes of the face. Following these planes is what gives me the angle of the features and what also gives a 3D feel to the whole drawing. It's all in the planes.
Papa, why did nobody tell me this before?
Because they're all sinners, baby. Sleep deprived. Sorry, Tofu, I'm not that good of a drawer, but I'm happy to see your return. Added some accurate details. Much better.
I poured my soul and life into this thing.
Well, there must be something wrong with your soul then. Or life. Roy V. Beef. The shading on everything but the face is so crusty. Just act like it looks okay. You don't think I've been trying to act like it looks okay this whole video? Yohuru Kano. I miss the unfiltered roasting. Make sure you make more videos like that, Angel, and be ruthless. Well, I'm glad you missed the unfiltered roasting, because your art looks like a filtered photo.
No skills?
Share. Angel's style versus how I usually draw. Yeah, they're very different. If you look at these two characters, they look exactly the same. It's just that one of them is missing the beard. And this happens because babies have the wrong idea about proportions. They think proportions are something fixed, like this thing that you just remember and then use every time in your drawing, but that leads to the same ass looking characters. But if you look at the way professionals draw, different characters have different proportions. Some have bigger noses, some have smaller noses. So the important thing is to be able to capture the proportions using the planes of the face. You can see how these two different characters have the same exact planes. It's only their size and proportion that changes. And even without any details, you can see how this one has a lot more pronounced features while this one looks a lot more feminine. But you need to capture all of this before you add all of the features. Don't be trapped in the same ass looking proportions.
Papa, it's my art style.
Willow, a drawing I did 3 days ago. Why did you have to specify when you did it?
I did this on a Tuesday.
Oh, on a Tuesday. Your work is amazing then. Trashy Cat, my math class. You get an F. And I don't mean for the equations. It says autistic creature. Oh. Then you get an A. Neju, my sketch asking for your bowls. Ooh, she can definitely get these bowls. Hero O, my profile picture. Oh no, this is what people equate with you when they see your profile. I see a lot of artists trying to add color variation around the face in order to make it look more real. But you have to be careful with what colors you actually add around the face, because all of this grain here makes your character look like they've been shaving their beard every day for the last 3 years. But you know, I don't want to be offensive though, like what are your pronouns? So these were all the entries we had.
Papa, these OPs were useful, but how do I apply them to all my future art? What do I actually do?
Yeah, if only there was a method that shows you how to approach the art fundamentals in the right order to practical step-by-step exercises that anybody could follow, allowing you to master the fundamentals and reach a professional level in digital art. Oh, that's right, there actually is. It's called Doodle Warriors Essentials, because it's essential for your ass to learn this shit.
But Papa, will this work for me? I've tried other art courses and tutorials and I'm stuck in art hell.
Please, allow Papa to show you the steps to salvation. The course is out right now and we've decided to release it with a special offer just for you little babies, where you'll get a bunch of bonuses for free. So make sure you check it out right now to see what you'll get and how it actually works by clicking the link below this video or going to doodlewarriors.com/essentials. Make sure you also keep submitting your baby art to Angel's art server, because Papa is just getting started.
Thank you, Papa. What about my art style?